Hello, everybody. I'm going to read you a couple of stories. Okay, the first story is The Country Mouse and the Town Mouse. In days gone by, the Town Mouse came to pay a visit to her cousin, the Country Mouse. The Country Mouse was thrilled to have a visitor and did her best to make her cousin feel welcome. A few beans and a strip of bacon, an old crust of bread, and some rinds of cheese were all she had to offer, but she laid them out neatly, and the two sat down to eat. Now, the Town Mouse was far too well brought up to complain, but at the end of the meal she could not stop herself from saying, "My dear cousin, how do you put up with this? Why are you living here in this dismal place with only scraps of food, when you could be living a life of luxury in the city, feasting on all sorts of delicious things and having a wonderful time? Oh, do come and visit me." Well, the Country Mouse could not resist this invitation, and so when her cousin returned to the city, she went along with her. The first thing that the Town Mouse did was to show her friend the wonderful kitchen, with a pantry overflowing with delicious food. And then they made their way into the dining room, where the leftovers of a fine feast still lay on the table. Helping themselves to all sorts of tidbits, the two mice loaded themselves up and took their hoard to a cushion where they sat down to eat at leisure. But no sooner had the Country Mouse taken one nibble of a cake when the door burst open and in bounded two huge dogs. Quick as a flash, the Town Mouse scampered into her hole, while the poor, terrified Country Mouse fled behind the sofa. There she cowered, trembling in fear, and her tiny heart pounding wildly, until the two dogs had left the room. When all was quiet again, out ventured the Town Mouse, beckoning to her friend to rejoin the feast. But the shaking Country Mouse would have nothing to do with it. "Well, cousin," she said, her voice still trembling after the shock, "if this is what it is like living in the city, then you are welcome to it. I'd far rather have a few crumbs to eat in peace and quiet than all these fine things in such a dangerous place." And off she scampered back to the country without further ado.